This is Andi Purewal, Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I am delighted to be joined by WBA titleist Leigh Wood here in his hometown of Nottingham. Leigh, before we come on to moving past all of the how are you, I can't get my words out. A much more interesting press conference than what I thought most imagined. Got a little heated or tense certainly from where I saw looking up on stage. How would you look back on it now?
I think we've both got respect for each other. But there is needle there, which is great because that's going to make a great fight. All the little things that each of us say, and it just creates interest for the fight. So it builds the magnitude of the fight, and also it keeps us up for it. He's saying this, he's saying that. Gives that little bit more training, that extra rep, that extra little bit of grit.
Just some of the comments I want to throw to you, just get your thoughts on. Firstly, he was talking about how Ben didn't have confidence in you going into that Reece Mould fight. Firstly, your reaction to that?
I think they're just trying to rattle Ben. I don't know why they're saying stuff like. Regardless, they might have pulled something out somewhere and said the wrong and got it twisted. I don't know, but listen, Ben backs me. He put in hours and hours and mornings and evenings and weekends to prepare me for that fight, and he knew I was going to win that fight. So anything they say, it's irrelevant. It don't really matter to me. I think they're just trying to cause trouble wherever they can. Like I said, they're trying to rattle people, but I don't care. I'm not bothered. It don't even faze me one bit.
Ben believes, and I spoke to him after, that the pressure might be getting to Mick a little bit. Did you feel that yourself being up on stage? Did you look at him, maybe having you look at his body language or what have you?
He's never been in a 50-50 fight. He's never been an underdog. He's never been in a situation where he might even lose a fight. This, in my opinion, is a 50-50, yeah? I've been in bookies odds on, to win in the 12th round in my last fight, I was 51-1, yeah? Mick's never been in that situation. He's never been actually on paper in a proper fight. I've been in these fights, I've come through these fights, the Reece Mould fight, the Kanzu fight, the Oliver Joyce fight. I've been in these situations where it can go, you look at it on paper, it can go either way. He's not. And I think that's going to get to him. He's not on the A side, which he normally is.
You said on stage, if he's still looking at you going into that 12th round, you'll stop him in the 12th round. And Ben said in his final words, he backs you to stop him as well. He's expecting you to stop him. Is it as simple as you both expect the stoppage? And if so, does that not put pressure on yourselves going into the fight?
We don't expect it. The stoppage is determined by him, how he's going to fight. And if he fights how he normally fights, the stoppage will come. I said to him, because he said, what happens if I knock you out? You're just trying to rile us, you're just trying to be funny. So I thought, okay, I'll rile him, I'll be funny. If I get to that 12th round, you'll still look at me in the 12th round, guess what? I'll knock you out then. It doesn't matter, 1 to 12th round, if I land, he's going to go. So it's all down to him how long the fight lasts.
How does the fight play out in your own mind?
I don't want to give too much away because what we're working on, the strategy in that, but what we're working on, the stoppage is very likely, very, very likely, or it will get very messy and he'll hold for his life. And I can't see him, he's got too much pride to hold for his life. He'll have to swing off me because I'll pull him off, I'll pin him, I'll beat him. But, he's good, he is good, but there's going to be moments in this fight which are going to be very, very hard for him.
Leigh, a victory for you in this fight, you would look at it and you would assume that the City ground is very, very reachable for your next place to have your next title fight, and it could well be a Warrington Martinez one. I know you don't want to look ahead, but it could well be a unification. Is it hard not to think about what's around the corner if you are successful on March 12th?
No, it's not hard because you look at it on this hand, unification fight. Look on this fight, this hand, no world title fight. What are you going to look at? You need to look at make sure this doesn't happen, because without this doesn't happen. I'm 100% focused on this fight. Everything else around it, we'll talk about it after. Then the City Ground fight, the unification fight, the money, all that, forget about it. It's irrelevant. I need to get this win and I need to look good.
I do just want to get your thoughts on the 2 world title fights coming up. Firstly, this weekend, Gary Russell Jr. and Mark Magsayo. What are your thoughts?
Gary Russell Jr. is very good. He's a fighter in my division that no one talks about. He's everything you don't want. He's very well over does very well over the 12 rounds. He's sharp, he's fast, he's strong, he's southpaw. But I think Gary Russell Jr. will win, and he's a great champion and one that could possibly be a future opponent.
And finally, Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington 2. Again, your take?
That's a split for me. I'm going to go Kiko.
Right, Leigh, leave it there. Final word to yourself, though. What would you like to say to the Nottingham faithful ahead of your bout on March 12th?
Make sure you all turn up March 12th, bring the noise. It's going to be a great night to remember, and watch me get the win.
Leigh, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, Leigh. Thank you.